It's impossible to have more perspective if you're stuck in the same environments. If you're never put in positions where you're uncomfortable or you're not familiar, you don't have a chance to develop more perspectives, but you don't even have a chance to grow as a person. This is something I really encourage, especially when you're younger. Have many different types of jobs, from stuff that is labor intensive to stuff that is more administrative. Not only are you getting more on job experiences, but you're getting yourself in more positions to be put under the test in so many different ways. Because as a person, you can learn so much by just being in different environments. And to add to this, when you have the financial means, when you're in a position of having more time and finances, travel, get yourself around, do different things, meet new people, talk to people of different cultures, be in different environments. But for people that cannot quite afford that yet, when you're younger, work many types of jobs, because that will give you perspective without having to have the finances at first. But to a certain point, you do have to get out there and go in different environments. Talk to different types of people. Don't just be in your groups. Don't just be comfortable. Get outside of your comfort zone. That's the only way. I often find professions like the military that forces you to travel, forces you to interact with different types of people, forces you to see the dynamic of leadership versus subordinates, student versus teacher. You get to work from bottom levels to higher levels depending on how long you're in that career. But the thing I like about something like the military, it forces you to step outside the box, which gives you more experiences, which means your perspective is wider. And it makes you more interesting. It makes you more of a person that can relate to more individuals. Which is why I say, get outside of your comfort zone, do different things, travel, be in positions you're not familiar, you're not always comfortable, because that will give you the most experience in less time. It's funny when you listen to people speak that ignorant, and amongst a lot of those individuals, when you really talk to them and when you try to study them, these people don't have perspective because they're stuck in certain environments. How can you be more versatile if you've only seen one version of something? How can you have an open mind when you are in positions that didn't really change? The best way to gain wisdom as quick as possible is widen your perspective. The only way to do that is be in different environments. Be forced to step outside of your comfort zone. That's essentially my point here. If I go up to the highest levels within something like the military, for example, as far as rank goes, and I look at those individuals, colonels and above, these individuals travel a lot. They travel a lot. These people are always at conferences at different provinces, different countries, and you hear the way they speak. You hear the way they articulate themselves. You see how calm they are, how much more confident they are than maybe individuals within the military at lower ranks. You see the difference. and then you look at what they're doing, it makes sense. They're put in different environments, they're put in zones that aren't always comfortable, and they're forced to think outside the box. They're forced to build character, to be able to handle what they're going through. That is the lesson we can all take. Don't just look at how successful somebody is. Try to pay attention to the things they're also doing on a consistent basis. What do successful people have in common? Why are they so confident? Why do they seem to have a wider perspective? Start asking questions, start wondering, and once you know the answers based on what they told you, copy it. Success leaves clues. There's no point of trying to tweak what isn't broken. There's no point of reinventing the wheel. If you see successful people being successful in doing something and then telling you what they're doing, take it and do it yourself in your own way. But at the end of the day, being in the same environments your whole life, seeing one thing one way, not being forced to be in different circumstances, be in different environments, and be in different situations, is not going to help you grow. It's not going to help you have more perspective than what you already know. Somebody left a comment on one of my posts earlier this year saying that racism doesn't exist because I see black CEOs, black people of power, and all these things in the book. This is somebody that sees just that. This is not somebody that's been around. This is somebody that doesn't travel. Have you been to a third world country? Have you been in environments where people are struggling? Have you been to all parts of the world to say such things? My point is, if all you see is poverty, you're gonna think there's only poverty. If all you see is safety, that's all you're gonna think exists. By being in different environments, you see different sides of the story. So your mind isn't just fixed. You know what's possible, but you also know what is and what isn't. You know the best and you also know the worst. That is perspective. It's dangerous to be too one-sided, too much to the left, too much to the right. Which is why we need to be in different things. We need to travel. We need to have different professions. We need to learn new things. Talk to different types of people. Ask successful people what they did. And try to emulate as much as possible. That is just my rant for the day. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and let me know why. But other than that, that's it for the video. Like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos like this. Lots of ranting videos like this. Lots of fitness, health, and any type of advice to help you optimize yourself physically, mentally, and in spirit. May God bless you, and I'll see you next video.